So let's talk about age for a second. How old do you feel?
From a standpoint of individual responsibility, I feel 72, but from a standpoint of enthusiasm, joie de vivre, I feel about 25. Methuselah lived 900 years. Methuselah lived 900 years. Who calls that living when no gal will give in to one who is 900 years? It ain't necessarily so. Things that you're liable to read in the Bible ain't necessarily so. So I'd always thought, you asked me about my age, being 25 in my mind, I always thought maybe I can make it big. Maybe I'm good. You have to think that, whether you're that good or not. Lately, my process has been dealing with all this publicity, all the attention from this NBC Access Hollywood.
They say the hottest spot in Ann Arbor is this rock show.
It's known as Geyser Happy Hour because almost everyone there is over the age of 65.
Geysers.
Geysers.
Which is a great name, I think. It's organized by Randy Tessier, a 72-year-old University of Michigan lecturer and writing instructor who's played in rock and jazz bands since he moved to the city in 1972.
Ryan Seacrest, they were talking about me. I still can't believe it. So my mom liked music. In the early 60s, I'm listening to pop music like from Patti Page or Pat Boone. Prior to the whole long hair hippie rock and roll revolution, I had heard pop music, and then I heard the Beatles. Everybody loved these guys, and girls were screaming over them, and I'm 12 and 13, and I wanted to be like the Beatles. So my mom got me a guitar, and I joined up with a group called the Bantams, and I was like the lead singer. So then in the mid-60s, some of my friends in Marquette and me, we were trying to be in bands, and we ended up getting together in this band called the Walrus. We're like their version of the Grateful Dead and the Jefferson Airplane. We're the local counterculture band, and that lasted till about 72, when I was busted for pot and I was thrown in jail, and I spent 60 days in this jail. I said to the probation officer, I thought I was getting 30 days, not 60, and he said, well, I recommended 2 to 10 years, and I recommend you get out of Marquette. So I moved to Ann Arbor, dope capital of the Midwest. That's what I'd heard. And I've lived here since 72, but nobody pays their bills as a professional musician. I was a pot dealer. I sold marijuana, lots of it, hundreds of pounds. And over the years, that's how I supported myself, selling pot, playing in a band.
Hunger, plague, and pestilence, you know I'm scared of lepers and beasts.
And then in 80, I had a son, and I realized I needed to get a real job, so I thought I'll go back to college. I'm an older student, so I'm approaching 40 now. I applied to grad schools, and I shot for the moon. I applied to Yale, I applied to Harvard, Brown. Somehow I got into Michigan. I'm not sure how that happened. In 1997, I got my PhD. Taught through the 90s here, and I've been here 32 years. The minute that I sort of decided to go back to school and take some responsibility for the family and get a job that's the income is sustainable and steady, my musical career opened up. George Bedard, who's kind of famous around town, well, all of a sudden I got a call, hey, you want to play bass in this band? And joining the George Bedard band, and musical opportunities opened up for me. And I had a really cool band, Foo-Bar, that was together 20 years. People loved it. But, we had our time and we moved on, so I can't imagine not wanting to keep creating and keep viable.
Joining us now, guys, from the Geyser Happy Hour, please welcome Randy and his gang to our show. Cheers! Woo!
The Happy Hour's been a huge success. The 70-year-old social hour we have, and we've had for 20 years, from 6:30 to 9. And it just so happens those people that were 20 years ago that were 50 are now 70. And that's what's made it a story. They love to dance, and they're still very active, and it rocks. It's very well attended. It's cool. I mean, and I like to talk about cool, and it's just, you can't commodify cool. Right now I'm playing the bass with Albuquerque band, and I've also been playing with Peter Madcat Ruth and Rick Jacoby in a band called the Sky King Blues Band. Pretty cool band. I just kind of want to play my bass and be in the background because I've been the leader, I've been out in front in bands, and I'm just content right now to play, perform. I don't have to be out in front. This whole attention I've got, kind of don't have to be out in front anymore because I've done it, and I'm trying not to have expectations from all this. I want everybody to love and know my music, but I don't want to make it big for material reasons. I want to make it big for artistic reasons. Life is about the process, not the product. I mean, that's sort of what you learn as you're moving through life. Every day I practice my bass. After my son died, I just love the music more for the music than I ever have in my life. Well, I'll tell you a little bit about Russ. My son Russ was living in Los Angeles. He's played the Viper Room. You kind of looked, if you look him up a little, he played with a lot of cool people. Really good bass player, studied in New York at Manus. A wild man like me. His wife, Amelia, she's beautiful. She just got her PhD from UCLA. They were living in Los Angeles. He was playing a year ago in the summer. Things were going great for them. He came back here to visit, and he couldn't swallow. Truth be told, I'd been worried about him for years. I knew this was coming. I'm not gonna start crying. Try not to. But I just knew this was coming. And then, so he couldn't swallow, and he went into St. Joe's. And massive esophageal cancer through everywhere, terminal. So he died January 22nd, 2022. But 9 days before that, my friend Kim, who helps me get through, soul brother, in the band with me in Foo-Bar. That's one of the reasons Foo-Bar just went away. He's 70 at the time. He just falls down dead. Death, so 9 days before my son dies, unexpectedly, my best friend in the world dies. I cry every day. I cry at night. You guys, this could be off the record. You ready? I get really, how do I say it? Because this is a bittersweet thing, I'm gonna say it. I cry when I have sex with my wife and I have an orgasm, I cry. I end up crying. I mean, I'm really happy because I had this beautiful thing and then I just cry. It happens all the time. I never knew what sadness was until this happened to us. Well, this everything everything that's happened is what I wanted to happen for my son. Everything. All the stuff that's happened to me, I wanted for my son. What more can you say? I'll find myself sounding like him. I'll say something or do something, a mannerism that sounds like him. And then I realize it's something he got from me, so it's like a feedback loop. Something I say will remind me of him, and then I'll remember that that's something he got from me. When I'm playing, I feel like I'm channeling them or they're channeling me. And I almost feel like Russell's fingers are working my fingers sometimes. I mean, I feel like I'm playing better than I could by myself. You get old, I mean, most of your goals are very immediate because there's not a lot of future left. So playing live for people, that's what I love doing, where they're dancing. Not where they're sitting down watching, like you saw. That's not a bunch of old people drinking coffee and watching. They're happening. That is my crack. There's no future in living in the past, and a lot of old people live in the past. In our futures, there's not much of it left, so it's a very precious thing. How long can a man keep, how old can you get and keep playing? I don't know, but I'm gonna find out. You are true. You are true.